Can we zoom back in there to that bottom paragraph?
Yeah, what I'm going to do is take a screenshot of this, and we're going to, I'll have it up to be able to compare. I'll do it anyway.
Yeah, compare both sides. There's no uppercase state there. There's United States, and it's lowercase. So now let's go to the page on the right at the top. Yeah. Let's go up top. Lowercase, United States, lowercase. Is anything capitalized here, folks? Congress. State not capitalized. So now I want feedback. Does anybody see what I see, or am I crazy?
You're crazy. Andrew, this is just stunning. You know, it is. It's like a deer in the headlights. Like, what is going on here? I kind of want to look into Avalon. You know, what's behind that?
Well, I'll tell you what's behind it. Avalon Law. They don't do law. They do Admiralty Maritime Law, law of the sea. They don't do law of the land. The Roman Catholic Church has subjugated every country on earth under Admiralty Maritime Law of the sea. There's your answer.
This is the land and that is the sea. Wow.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Do you know who runs archive.org?
No idea, but I steal from them constantly. I get free PDF downloads of stuff constantly. And I never give them a dime.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we can come across that is available and it is true and correct. You just don't know it. So what's good for that?
Yeah, so Avalon Law, I have a book. Let me see if I can find this book. But before we do that, let's get out of this and let's go to. So what I'm getting at is, I'm going to come back to this today. What I'm getting at is, these attorneys are never going to bring you the truth.
Can I share something with you?
Go ahead.
I just looked up who owns archive.org, and it says the Internet Archive is a nonprofit organization based in San Francisco. It has online library and archive of web and multimedia resources. The Internet Archive was founded by Brewster Kahle, Kahle, in 1996.
Well, I'm shocked because it sounds like it's just another systemite thing. But there's a lot of freedom we can get there, stuff. So here's a book written in 1939 by Professor of Law Fred Rodell of Yale University. Avalon Law, that's from Yale. The title of the book is Lawyers, Woe Unto You. Written by an attorney. Can we get that onto a net and get a free PDF download for everybody to have and get that on our resources, free resources page on our website? I think that's a shortened version. Hit the back button. That one right there. So how long is this one?
115 pages.
Okay, so bottom right, there's a free PDF download. Just keep scrolling down. Right there, PDF in blue. There's a free PDF. So no lawyer will like this book. It isn't written for lawyers. It is written. So let's see that. Modern medicine men, the law of the lawyers, the way it works, the law at its supremacist, no tax on Max, the law on the lady, fairy tales and facts, more about legal language, incubators of the law, a touch of social significance, let's lay down the law. Keep scrolling down. I want to see what that footnote. No lawyer will like this book. It is written for lawyers. It is written for the average man, and its purpose is to try to plant in his head at least a seed of skepticism about the whole legal profession, its works and its ways. This guy's an attorney for Yale Law School. Listen to what I'm going to tell you, folks.
I'm going to go ahead and drop this on the website while you're talking, so before I forget.
Good. Franklin Delano Communist Roosevelt replaced 9 out of 9 Supreme Court justices in his 4 terms of office. He died during his 4th term. He replaced every one of them with a communist, socialist, Marxist. 9 out of 9. Do you wonder why we have trouble? Folks, I just took you to Yale Law Library, and the whole document is wrong. And I hope Antoinette goes through line by line by line by line in a side-by-side or a top-bottom comparison and shows graphically in orange or bright green or bright yellow the differences between the 2 documents. And you know how I can prove what's right and what's wrong? Because I can read cursive, and I have a copy of the cursive. And when you lay the cursive down and you compare them, there's the long S and the short S and the capital S and the small s. There's no question. We are being scammed. How do we wake up the American people to know it and care about it and be willing to do something about it? So the other thing I want to do, Antoinette, is I want to look up those other links so I can show some people what we found about Post. That's huge. It's going to help us a lot on our journey. Okay.
But if this is taking me a little bit too long, I'll go ahead and just I'll do this later. Okay. Yep, it's taking me too long.
So go to that email I sent you today. And what's the next thing on that? We found some gold right before the show today.
Well, I assure you, I was working on our behalf.
Well, we believe you. That's fine.
I had to deal with their frame, but it's all going to be good.
That's fine. I was talking with Mary, and we were looking some stuff up.
Tell her to let you in.
Okay,
so let's go. So
Mary.
Here we go with the mail. So I typed in first class U.S. mail. So if you want to go to the United States statutes and codes, there it is, folks. And then you can get the substance.
That's why.
And so then we're talking about the mail. First class U.S. mail, fully prepaid, 12 statutes at large, 705, Chapter 71, subsection 23, 2 cents per half ounce. So I tried to find that in the search engine, and what I came up with is these 3 links. Click on the first link. They're in the chat. You can find these in the chat. So check this site out. Just scroll through there. I don't know who this guy is. I've never seen this guy before in my life.
What? Wait, what?
Somebody's unmuted. I didn't didn't do any of that. I just X'd out of that, and I just looked through the site. Look at number 16. Sounds like the guy's met me before, doesn't it? I know what he's got there. 28 USC 1746, part 1 and part 2. So go right up to the top, Antoinette, and scroll right down to the bottom. Drag it right to the top. So right here, folks, you have a treasure trove. Scroll down, Antoinette, a little bit at a time. Here's a guy that knows what he's talking about. Never knew this existed. We got to go through all these, so keep going, Antoinette. We're not going to study this. We're going to breeze through it. Keep going. Just scroll through it. This guy knows what he's talking about. He's giving examples, proof. Keep on scrolling. There's okay. So now this right here. Here's the 50 states, and there should be abbreviations, but he doesn't have the abbreviations. When you were in school, it was NEB, NEV, NEWH, KANS. He doesn't have that. I have that, and we'll have to get that out to everybody. I have a friend that wants that too. So then he's got examples. Keep going. Keep going. Scroll down through this. So then he explains 2 letters versus the short abbreviation. Here's what we learned from Charlene in California. We did this the other day. Keep going. Establish your status and jurisdiction with a letter. To prove you live without the United States, but within a state of the Union, the United States of America. Gee, sounds like the guy knows me. Trade, not commerce. People, not persons, not federal. Well, forget it. It can be trade or commerce without the United States. They can't regulate without the United States. They can only regulate within the United States. You're not in trade or commerce, because trade and commerce are Title I through Title 54. Title I through Title 54 are within the United States. So trade and commerce are only within the United States. If you're without the United States, you can't be in either one. Definitions. Oh, ZIP definition, Zone Improvement Program. So as you can see, this is a treasure trove. We hit a jackpot. Let's get out of this and let's go into the next link, Antoinette. Here's another one, the Liberty Beacon. I don't know who this guy is. Your status, United States, what it is. Who's behind it? The attorneys. Keep scrolling. Yep. Here he's going to give you an education. Now we go into the different stamps. It says we lost your audio. Okay.
There was feedback, so I just put you on mute.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
I'm going to go on mute.
So there's when the U.S. Post Office was privatized, 1971. Domestic mail regulations. I mean, this is golden. Here's your 2 cents, half cent, half ounce, 4 cents. Gives you examples. Keep scrolling down. More proof. If you're a resident or a resident agent, you're in the system, you're a subject. Individual, there's individual defined. Mail matters, sent between fictions. So here's 12 Statute 701, Chapter 42. That talks about 2 cents. First class mail. That was done in 1863. If you do it domestic, it's the domestic cost. So here it is. Golden. So this guy says he's using 3 cent stamps. Oh, let's look at this. The law cites. So here's the law that still stands. He's bringing it up again. And then it says every state law must conform in the first place to the Constitution of the United States, which they call it by the wrong term. It's the Constitution for the United States of America. But they call it the Constitution of the United States. Do you know why? Because they're really going off of the Constitution of the United States, February 21st, 1871. We don't know it, but they do. The red pill. So here's how he's doing it with the 3 cent stamps. Ta-da! There it talks about postal service sold to a French corporation. Isn't that wonderful? Who owns the biggest bank in America? None other than China. They own the Wells Fargo. They just bought it within the last 5 years or so, and that's the bank that the Postal Service uses. Who owns it? China. Folks, I really hope this makes you mad. And if it makes you mad, I hope it motivates you to do some study. And if you do some study, I hope it motivates you to tell your friends and family and your neighbors. And I hope they get teed off. And I hope they start studying. Because the only solution is knowledge. and then action.
Are you guys able to read any of this?
Yeah, I've read it. Let's go to the next link. So here's another one, 55 pages. How to do it. Here you go. Free. See that statement right there? If you have to ask a government employee if something applies to you, you've demonstrated you're incompetent. I hope that makes you upset. If you have to ask if something applies to you, then it does. If you have to know the law, you have to live the law, you have to be the king. Do you know how you get authority? You take it. So the bottom line is, to be self-governing, you have to act within. So if we're governed from within via the Creator, by the power of the Holy Spirit through Christ, then we don't need to be governed from without. And all the people that are running for office, a lot of them are pagans. They're not governed from within. So their agenda is to bring us down the New World Order, one world government agenda. Oh, 2 states in every state. Really? Did you catch that, folks?
Wowzers.
Wowzers. So, spend some time here and you'll be educated. So, there was one other link, and I think Mary may have it. Can you see that last link, Mary? Maybe I can read it to you. Maybe I put it on my paper. KimberlyShawGraphics.com. Type that in, Antoinette.
What now?
Kimberly Shaw Graphics.com.
All right, then Brendan's got one to share, okay?
All right. Now somewhere here there's one on 2-cent stamps. Hang on a minute. KimberlyShawGraphics.com/blog/my 2 cents.
Number 2?
Yeah, and I'll tell you exactly how to do it. my-2-cents/. Yep. Here's another beautiful example.
This is really nice.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Wow.
Yep.
All right. Without prejudice, look at, she does it right. Non-domestic. This is fascinating.
Helena says she lost my audio again. But you can hear me.
No, I hear you. That was a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Brandon, come share. Brandon's got a website to share. Take it away. You take it away.
Common law court. Huh. What does vis legis mean?
Not sure, but
Latin.
you can get a birth certificate from them. You can get a passport.
Can you put the link in the chat?
Go ahead, sit down. All right, I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Go ahead.
Wow, what do they charge for the trust?
Not sure.
Where did you find this?
I found it on through some a group that I'm researching with.
Okay. Oh. How long these guys been in operation?
I'm not sure. I just found it. I just discovered it yesterday.
Okay, good. Good find.
Yeah, I thought you guys would love to see it, so I'm sharing it with you.
It's great that some of this stuff just comes out towards us.
Yeah. Seek and ye shall find.
Knock and the door shall be open unto you. Right.
So let's meet, Andrew, you and I, and we'll put together a whole teaching on this with all this new information too, and then we'll do a promo for it and launch everything for the first of the year. Maybe we'll get a few more teachings under our belt.
Okay, well, we'll have to set up a time when we can meet. We'll talk as soon as this call's over. Does anybody have any thoughts, questions, concerns, ideas, comments?
It's exciting having all these resources now.
Well, now we've got Millionaire 77. Wonder who that is.
That's Maury, right?
That's Maury. We're together.
Okay.
Say hi. Say hi.
They couldn't hear
Greetings.
you.
Aloha.
Very good, Andy. Beautiful presentation today.
Thank you.
Glad I didn't miss it.
We're glad we didn't miss it.
Oh, okay. Well, it was just kind of we just went through a few things.
Yeah, but every day when people go through these little things, their knowledge rises. So we're just very proud of you. Good job.
Thank you. I give the Creator the credit and the glory, and that reminds me of one of the books, Ecclesia Rising. And one of my favorite 10-page documents to explain that the ecclesia, the assembly, gathering, congregation, company, is the ruling authority, is the ruling power. The assemblies in your states and in your counties via the Michigan model is BibleConcepts.com, written by Eric Ellis. And then when you click on Mistranslations and Myths, you can go to item 19, which is Ecclesia, not church. Mistranslations and Myths. And if you go to lesson 19, maybe it's up at the top. There it is. I highly recommend you read that document. She's trying to open it. Mistranslations and Myths. It's 10 pages. It's a free PDF download. It tells us who we are. And it tells us that upon this rock I will build my ecclesia, assembly, gathering, congregation, company, not church. The church concept is a top-down construct affiliated with the state and the government. And that's not what the Creator wanted. That's not what the Creator meant. This is one of the best documents that you will ever read. At the end of that document, there's 4 books listed, page 10. Those 4 books, I looked in Michigan's interlibrary loan system 2 or 3 years ago. Not one of those books are in the interlibrary loan system affiliated with any library at any community college, any state college, any local library, township, village, city. None of these, not one of these books is available in the Michigan Interlibrary Loan System. Do you know why?
Because they're deliberately wanting us to be deceived, so we won't understand all this.
And these books are the antithesis to the systems in society today.
Correct. And Auntie, we're just so grateful. I hosted a women's meeting yesterday, and I was just sharing with Maury this morning my concerns for some of the younger people in our ministry, because they're in the Word, they show up every Saturday, they're learning a lot about a lot of deception. However, now 2 years into Bible study and coming every week for 2 years, they think they don't need any of this. And we're just looking at them like, no, you absolutely need this. And it's just, we know they're young, and we don't want to overwhelm them too quickly, too soon, because they freak out. I mean, they just freak out and they go the other way. So it's a little bit at a time. But we are so grateful, because just what you're saying today is validation of just what happened yesterday, where I was sharing with them. And one of the young ladies in our ministry, she said, well, Ahava, you get so passionate about this, but we just have to understand where everybody's at. But the problem is we're running out of time, and they can't rest on their laurels anymore and just think the government's good and it's going to take care of them. And, they've got to wake up quick, and then learn things that, because of how we've been so pampered, I guess you could say, over my lifetime, the last 60 years, we don't really know how to basically take care of ourselves, like grow food and fix darn socks or sew, or the basics our grandparents knew inside and out. And we all were taught in home economics when we were in high school or junior high. And now they don't even teach any of this hardly. So
crazy.
Exactly. So we were just talking about how we really want to start getting more and more content on TKC because it's the only place that we trust to send people to make sure they're not getting programmed with more garbage. So Maury and I are extremely grateful this morning, Andy, because we do need our young people to start learning, and this is such a good, and Antoinette's built such a beautiful, easy to digest, easy to navigate site. So we're just praying this year is our year to bring more and more people to the kingdom, to TKC. Thank you so much, all of you guys. Great job today.
You're welcome. Any other questions or comments or thoughts or ideas before we?
and regenerated, and it becomes strength. So that's kind of how I'd like this website to grow, and it's based on what you taught us in the beginning. So I think we could take a deeper dive into this, and I'm going to get all the other information that you put together today. Who knows what that's going to look like, but yeah, let's talk after this call and figure out when we can meet, and we will start teaching again after the first of the year.
Okay, I will. I just found another great site for mail. I can't believe what I'm coming across today for mail, and I'm going to put it in the chat right now.
Okay.
Here's another great site for mail, so you guys can avail yourselves of that. You can just copy and paste this whole chat. There's some good stuff there, and it's all free online. How cool is that?
Which one is it?
It's www.abodia.com /mail. And I just ran across this stuff today, so it's good stuff, and I think it can help us.
Okie dokie. Thanks, Andrew.
Yep, you're welcome. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm going to call you immediately, Antoinette.
Okie doke.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Aloha. Thank you, Mary. Sure.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, guys. Aloha.